Hi guys, to the video. Today I'll be showing you top 10 beginner tips if you're new to Fortnite. First of all, let's get straight in the game. I'll go for solo because I've already started, but as you can see I'm at level 11. I've been a pro at this a little bit. But if you want to know, if you want to be best as me or over me, I'll teach you top 10 beginner tips. So if you're new to Fortnite, you suck, and you want to learn more about Fortnite by watching YouTube videos, then here's a place to know it. So yeah guys, anyway, when you straight go in the game, you're in the lobby with other players as playing with tires or being as dumb as an, retard. So anyway, what I've been planning for is getting 10,000 views. So if many people see this, I will shout out 20 persons at the same time for. So anyway, let's get started with Fortnite video. First of all, you'll land or spawn in a place, but yeah guys, that's all you have mostly to talk about. But mostly you'll also have to wait. So whenever you're trying to go and land nearby, as you can see, I'm already loaded in with a bunch of other players. You play with tires, you play with this things, you play with guns, but you don't really harm any people. But mostly I'll show you some tips and tricks. As soon as you're being a retard and you're just playing around, as soon as the bus starts logging in, this is where the fun begins to go. First of all, number one tip, avoid going to other players where they're going to. So that means that when they eject and go to other places, avoid going near them so you can't get killed as fast. For example, I always go to this place because mostly no one knows about it, and also one of my favorite places to go because no one really goes to it and says, oh, I will go to this place. Mostly I plan it out, but if you don't know it, it's right here, somewhere around here. It's right on here. Wait up. I'll show you right now guys when I land, because you also have to pay attention how you land and how you most likely do the point of it. Or most likely, if you want to point and you want to log in as soon as possible your materials, here's the place for you. This is the place where I mostly go and get my stuff. It's really next to the bridge. Most likely you find a lot of stuff here. Sometimes there'll be chests, sometimes there will not be at all anything, but I really recommend going right here, right there. This is one of my favorite places to go to, so I recommend it going to, but also by going to it, this will show you a lot of stuff. Okay, tip number 2, as when you're going through the map and battling, your weapons have differences. The most weapons that I will recommend you will be the tactical shotgun, the revolver, a rifle, or a pistol. Those are some of the best ones that you could have. The tactical shotgun is one of my favorites, so that's why I really recommend it. But it's not really good of a gun, but it is something that will get a lot of damage out of. The revolver does 60 times plus damage more, and that one will be your lucky day at least. If you get it and if you're really good with the trigger and aiming, this is the right gun for you. Most likely you will kill among 74 more people or 100 more people, and you will mostly win this battle. Anyway, as soon as you when you're full stacked and your inventory is all full with guns, you have to decide which one you're gonna stick with. Like right now, I'm just picking up ammo. There's no such thing as guns right now. I just found a gun. So if my inventory is full and I only have this gun, or I have more other guns, I'm gonna have to decide which one I'm gonna stick with. Because as well, many people don't really know that if you just stick with the same gun, you'll just die immediately. So you have to decide on that. Tip number 3. You always, oh flip, I'm stuck. Always drink your what's it called? Your health. Not wait up. Let me just open this chest real quick. Okay, look, I just found a bush. I'm lucky as flip. So now, tip number 3. Always drink as fast as you can. Immediately, always drink your, what is it called again? What is it called? Your flip. Let me think about it real quick. Your magnet, not your magnet, but your shield potions. Drink them as fast as you can. Why, you ask? Because if you don't drink it and you're using it for later, that just wastes more time as possible that you can have. There we go. Look, I just got to. So as soon as you get a shield potion, drink it as fast as you can. Because if you look, I already have 50-50. I just got 100% shield. So whenever someone tries to attack me, they won't be able really to attack me because of my shield potion. Whenever you get a shield potion, or any mini or large, drink it as fast as you can so you could be more stabilized and have more chance of winning. Tip number 4, always search for materials and always get your materials as fast as you can. As you can see right now, I am mining the tree right here, but also some things that you build, like fort or a base or a fortress, you would not always be the best because this next tip will not be really. So always get materials. That's tip number 5. Tip number 4. Tip number 5. Never, ever, ever, unless you have to and you're in the middle, build a fortress. But if you're in the middle, you as well have to build a fortress because there's a bunch of people around you. But I would not really recommend doing a fortress because it's not a waste of time. It's just that some buildings might get rocket launched and you'll immediately F up and you'll immediately die because rocket launchers could be used on these maps and you could die as quick as possible as ants. So yeah, you could die as quickly as possible by building a base, because you could really be the duck city guy that just be there. The fortress, for example, if this fortress right here, I could just see it and I could just straightly kill it as soon as possible because it's right there and I could just kill it more easily and stabilized. But also, if you have a rocket launcher, it'll be a great helpful thing to use while using your anything that you have on. But as well, tip number 6, always try to hide somewhere. Not hide, but have a plan to get out of try to get a plan out of something. If you're trying to attack a base and you don't have an escape plan, that may be a problem because you could also die as soon as possible as a person. We'll get to tip number 7. Always try to find loot from chests or anything as soon as possible. Because, like I said in tip number 1, or tip number 2, I think, I said that never go near players. But if there's a loot chest and you immediately loot it out, you could kill that person in time and just kill any person that is around and near you. That'll be the fast way of getting and winning in the first player victory royale. But as soon as possible, never try to arrange any players around you because you could die as soon as possible. But as well, tip number 7, you should never, like I said in tip number 5, oh my gosh, never mind. You should never build anything, but you're gonna ask, what am I supposed to build? The only thing you're supposed to build are ramps. For example, if I want to get across this river, I just built some platforms and go around it. Or you could just edit the building and build a raft or a bridge around it. And you could as well win as more time as possible instead of making a fortress that would not be a waste of time, but not be much stabilized as you could think. But now for tip number 8, always Never ever, okay, always stay inside the circle. As you can see right here in the map, I'm right here, but always, as soon as possible, try to stay in the circle, because this is not really that much of a, like I said, it's not really that much of a time, but if you're out of the circle, try to get as much things as wood. But if you're out of the circle, always, I mean, like, always try to find a, try to stay, like, if that thing is out of the circle, you always have to stay inside of it, because other players might see you and scope you right away to kill you. Most likely you will die in any seconds. You will not win Victory Royale. So those are some of the tips you should also use in the map, most likely. But as well, stay inside the circle so you can win much faster, and you don't have to bug, that doesn't have to bug you anymore, so you can stay more inside and you can just get materials and kill the players. And I would really recommend the sniper, because the sniper is a really long ranged weapons. For tip number 8, I would say get long range weapons like the rifle, or the, what is it called, the shotgun, because those are really stabilized weapons that you can use in the whole, not the whole section, but the whole map or whole game of it. Most likely you've been searching for everywhere and you've got half no loot. Like I said, when I landed over there, those are the best places to get loot. But as well, if you have any tips and tricks that you have seen from YouTubers that have shown you tips and tricks, as well as these might be some of the tricks that you might use. Tip number 9. If you loot a chest and you find a bush, never use it as quickly as possible. I use it as quickly as possible because I'm really around the circle and I'm right in the middle, and I don't want to be killed as. But always, if you're in a bush, try to find a great spot so they can't spot you and kill them as fast as possible, because this gives you a stability of long range weapons. Like, for example, flip. Never mind. Okay. Exactly. When you're a bush, try not to move as much, because they will spot you and immediately kill you. But as well, I have a tip for you. If you ever come across other players with bushes, you also, there's a trick to know if a bush has a player in it or not. There's a tip for that. And that'll be tip number 9. Tip number 9 as well, if you wanna, well, tip number 10 will be the last one. Tip number 10. Tip number 9. If you wanna grow as fast as me, like I was in level 0, I'm in level 11 as fast. Complete missions or complete anything that you have to be updated to. For example, I really had to win. The only victory for my first time was a squad. And that really helped me out, because I had a whole team that could help me out and back me up. But really, for me, was solo. Because when I'm in duo or squad, I have to wait for them, and it's much more stressing. And you're a person like me that only wants to do it all alone, you're a lone wolf, just go for it, and you might win Victory Royale. The most loot chest will be the place that I just went in tip number 1, as you can see in the back of the video, most likely. Now, tip number 10. This is one of the most likely tips that you will actually need. If you have tactical shotgun or anything that is a long range weapon, sorry I burped, you will need this tip. And if you really get killed too much from bushes, you will need this tip, and this tip will be for you. This tip will be for you. So mostly this tip will be for you. But the only way to find out if a person is with a bush, this will be the only way. I'm gonna go to the Santa Claus or the bus, and I'll show you right now until I get down in the ground. Now, I would recommend mountains, but not really that much mountains of a price. But you could also find other spots, explore more as you can, and get loot. For example, right now I'm just going straight to the ground and going for loot, and this is the best place to find loot as well. The best place to get loot, I would really recommend, for my opinion, will be Pleasant Park. That one is a really good place to get loot, in my opinion, because it's really quiet and you don't really have that much players to get in it. Many people, players think it's just a waste of time going to Pleasant Park and getting loot, but no, it isn't. It is actually one of the most looted places that you could find in the whole game. And yeah, I really recommend this thing because each time you go on top of a house, you will always find a chest, no matter what, except for the gasoline station. But yeah, no matter what, you could also always find a place, a bunch of chests around here. And I'm gonna drink my mini potions real quick. Drink. I already reached my limit, so I can drink it again. Another one, that's okay as well with me. But also, check upstairs, check downstairs, and you could also build a place out of here. Because if you feel more comfortable by building a place, and you're a lazy person that doesn't want to make anything, and just want to make a house that could actually be stabilized, then this tip could actually help you a lot. You could actually, there's no, oh flip. I actually thought there was a person. So now let me go in the circle. But guys, mostly, yeah, that's all for this video. If you like and subscribe, and you want to see more of my videos of Fortnite and tips and tricks, also be as well too. But guys, as well, if you're new to this game, do not get the loot as fast as you can. Always re-heal with these bandages that they give you. But do not never get the loot that fast. Because if you get the loot that fast, if you're a pro at this game and you know about this, you would as well not get the loot that fast, because many other players could go for the loot and you can just kill them straight away like that. But it will be much faster to go in a circle and just ignore them and kill them. But most likely, if you're a person like me, I would just ignore the loot, get the wood and the metal bricks or metal, and get bandages as well. You'll be a person that will win Victory Royale as me. I've won many Victory Royales before, and this is some tips and tricks that I can show you. So once again, thank you guys for subscribing to my channel, never leaving it behind. And as well, if you're new to the channel, please leave a like and subscribe. You know, see more tips and tricks and watch me play more Fortnite. Please remember to watch this video again or watch some of my other Fortnite videos. So as well, we love you guys and peace out. Bye.